Hello folks, and welcome back to ThomFnG, where we will continue on from XCOM 2 War of the Chosen to XCOM 2 Long War of the Chosen. So this was an add-on back in the XCOM Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within days, where it was very popular in expanding the popularity of missions, weapons, units, mechanics, enemies to increase the time to play value. When XCOM 2 came out, Firaxis or 2K Games decided to purchase the Long War mod, or the staff, and they brought them over to have Long War 2 ready when XCOM 2 was released. Now, they made a great mod again, this time to increase the value for players. Of course, the workshop has also helped in that regard, and keeping players wanting more. So this time around, I will have to manage more things than normal, because every morsel of resources that you gather is useful, whether it be one supplies or an extra alloy, having an extra unit or soldier, or expanding with more intel. So down below I will have the mods downloaded for Long War of the Chosen campaign. It will only be up for this episode, so I'll keep the wall of text down just a tad, but I will, in the advanced options, that when you get the game up and running, I will enable that I will start with a skirmisher. Now, people have been saying that if you start with a skirmisher at the beginning, it's a little bit easier, simply because they have a strong abilities to get you going a little bit. The Reaper is, I think you have to wait maybe until like Sergeant before they come a little bit useful, and the Templar, I was having a bit of a problem with the Templar, simply because of the low aim chance. They really wouldn't hit much, but then again I'll get more into that later, and because I don't really understood the Templar at the time. It was a bit different to how I had it in the day. I've also doubled the length of the Avatar project. Since I'm new to the Chosen mod, I want to learn as much as possible while having, I guess, an easier time dealing with the Avatar project, because as you know, if that is successful, you lose. Of course, it's quite important that you disable the Long War of the Chosen tutorial. You have to disable it because it bugs or locks the game, as far as I can tell, by reading the Long War basically text. And I've also have the resistance orders enabled. Again, this is just to make the game a bit easier as I learn the ropes. Now, this will be the second run of the game. The first time I got around 24 missions before the game entirely crashed. Like I say, I had the Templar and stuff like that, and I didn't really understand the Templar. The reason was I didn't really read the actual abilities, because I didn't know Fault gave you like a 15 plus aim on any other target that basically hits it. So yeah, there's a lot to process in it, because it's totally different from the original base XCOM War of the Chosen game. There's more stuff being added or redefined, and it's always getting changed now and again. So again, looking back, I'm quite thankful that the game crashed, because I don't think I was going to go anywhere far in it, to be honest. So I will of course play this on a Legendary and Ethical Iron Man. Again, I should have learned my lessons on previous tries of XCOM 2, that when mods are installed, many things can go horribly wrong, and having a secure save can help alleviate the crash or bugs. Of course, looking at the crash logs can obviously help you a little bit, but going forward, as you'll see with the episodes that I've already recorded, that, you know, I've had a few crashes, to be honest. So Ethical Iron Man means to me that I will only save it at the base, and you'll see the mission from the start roster to the finish line. The only edits I'll take place is basically when I'm on the home. So this is going from the barracks to the Haven Management, Research, Engineering departments, blah 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 blah. I like to condense them down a little bit more to make it a lot easier for me anyway. And you'll also notice that I'm able now to separate my camera from the actual game footage itself. So you'll get like the cutscenes won't have me in it. Thankfully, yes, I know that's a good thing. Because this to me makes it that I can do a little bit more fun things going on. So sit back and relax to this, no doubt, a broken of a man in XCOM 2 Long War of the Chosen.
Accessing the feed now. We're in. But I don't know for how long. You seeing this? Way too much security, even for Advent.
That's no ordinary gene therapy clinic. They were telling the truth.
Or they're leading us into a trap. A really obvious trap. We'd need an army to march in there right now.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central. Go.
Timeline you placed upon us, mistakes are bound to happen.
It wasn't our fault. Please!
There's no need for any of this. I will do what you ask of me. I just need additional time.
Did you say something?
You're one of those. You must understand, I had no choice.
Outrider, report.
So, you do exist. Outrider to Avenger, I have visual confirmation.
Are you sure?
Reapers are always sure.
I'll take your word for it. Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Understood. Now the real war begins.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow. Approaching position. You were right. Definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep GateCrasher. 60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, GateCrasher. Your turn.
Hello folks, I am back. Right, it's bloody hot, so that's why I took my jumper off. Holy moly, man. Oof. I don't know why it gets so hot, but we are here. Here folks, we are here and we can do it. Do it folks, we can win. We can win. Let flank be praised folks. Let flank be praised. Right. Not the greatest place, by the way. Not the greatest place. Could be better, could be worse, but not great. Alright, so let's see, look at the squad. So, what we're looking for is about, with the minuses, we're looking for about 12 to 13 mobility. That's a minimum I kind of look for. Aim-wise, we're looking anywhere between 65 plus. So, this one is, if I could delete you, you would be deleted. Wang. Hang. Xi Ying Wang. Be deleted. Okay? Landon Ellis, you have got 11 mobility, but better aim. Looks like you're going to have an SMG. Here we go. This is good. This is good. So, Cadna Beast Aklish. I'm going to go with that. Good aim. Great mobility and hit and run. So I have to remember, like I said, this is the first time I've played with the skirmisher, and hit and run's almost like implacable, I want to say. So as long as you can either fire twice or you can move to a flank, fire and then move again, essentially. So you can move, shoot, move, or you can move, shoot, or you can shoot, move, shoot. Entirely up to you how you wish to do it. But like I say, generally, the way that I want to say how you want to run your skirmisher is you make sure all the other enemies are kind of close to down in health, then you try and finish them off with the rifle. Like I say, it's almost like an SMG +1 essentially. It's not the greatest, but I mean, if you get up close and personal, it's pretty good. Alright, so 11, 12, 64, okay. Great mobility, my word. You're going to be my sharpshooter, aren't you? Yes. Wow. 10 mobility, 71, so this would be an ideal sniper. Again, it's never going to happen. And this is 1263, 1163. So yeah, not bad. Could be better, absolutely, but not bad. Right, how do I get out here? So I have to go. Okay. There's only one way to go out. All right, so let us begin, folks. Let us begin. Let the shenanigans begin, folks. Let the shenanigans begin. Wow, there's trains and everything. Great. Okay, so a little, I don't know, cheat you could say. If you have the advanced camera options, what you can do is when you move, zoom out. Sometimes you can see the enemies. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Doesn't always happen, but it can. Alright, so there's nobody here, so we can just run everybody up.
I'm all over it.
And from what I can tell as well, this game has obviously your amber alerts and all that. Generally, when you're engaging, as long as you can hit them in Overwatch, they won't get a reactive shot back. Or if you hit them, they don't hit you back. If you don't hit them, they have a small chance of hitting you back. So you have to be a bit careful how you word it. Sometimes you just run into them. It's just going to happen. But ideally, if you can hit them with like a technician flamethrower or a grenader or anything like that, they won't do an action. So
got it.
Yes, I have to keep that in mind. Like your concealment turn is oh, I might get seen here. Okay.
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or
Right.
stricter mind control.
Yeah, I was thinking that. So, I think I might see if I can get another turn. Wow. Amazing. Amazing troops. Amazing. So I definitely want to be flanking around.
Agreed distance.
Definitely want to be flanking. So.
Good to go.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Can you get seen? No, you can't. So you can move.
That's affirmative.
So if they move again, great. So they came that way, so they might move back that way. So I've got 1, 2.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Can't do anything.
On Overwatch.
10-4.
See where they go. Like I say, I've got good flanking options here. And everybody's here, so.
Affirmativo. Overwatch.
On Overwatch.
Oh, hope.
Scanning.
Oh, hope and pray. Right, this is good. This is really good. Alright, so. Grenade, grenade. I'm gonna shoot the grenade. Want to get everyone first. So. Start with your fucking shenanigans, game. Just don't. Don't know if I can get this guy in here. The choice. Now, where these people are, you're going to Overwatch.
Got it covered.
You're definitely going to Overwatch.
To Overwatch.
Maybe there. Watch with you. Do Overwatch with you. 74s. Hey, come on. Come on now. Right. So, grenades in this game are stupid, okay? There's 2 to 5. 2 to 5. 2 to 5. And on average, you'll get 3. So, every single time, you'll always have everybody still alive. If you're lucky, you might get a 4. But it's so low, never guaranteed. So, we'll fucking see, won't we? We got a 4. Okay, folks. I'm happy. Now. 2. Dead. Good. Now. The thing is, I don't know where you went. Where did the other guy go? Didn't go that way. Did I kill him? Oh, I killed him. No way. No way. No. No way. I got 2 troopers with the grenades. There you go, folks. All you gotta... See? 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 That's what you gotta do, folks. You just gotta go... You say one thing, and the other thing happens. That's what it is. That's what it is, folks. Say one thing, and the other thing happens. Now, ideal, I want to get you leveled as soon as possible. But I don't think I'm going to get that option, am I? Right. Let's see how many shots I need to kill this thing. 1. Oh, I might actually get done in 2. No danger. Wow. Amazing. That's amazing, folks. Alright, so this place is kind of clear.
Let's do this.
What we're going to do is we're going to bring everybody back. Like I say, we know there's a group somewhere over here. Like I say, they opened... They were over there, weren't they? The group there that went over there. No, maybe that is a group. Don't know anymore. I don't know. But everyone's coming back over because, you know, that's just what's happening.
On my way. Overwatch.
Arch.
Got it covered.
We treat them nice and compact. Nice and compact. Like a happy little family. Because we don't have a timer, and I don't care about timers. We're just going to chill. Stay here.
Good to go.
We're going to trickle.
Come get some.
We're going to trickle. I can't believe I got 2 grenades for the kill. My word. That just doesn't happen, folks. Alright.
Ready to go.
Say one thing, it will do the other. You know? Yeah. Right. I'm trying to hear as well. Now, trains in this game are broken. What do I mean by that? If you hide behind this door, they'll never see you. As soon as you go to a window, hello, nice to meet you. How's you? How are you? How are you? Are you having a good day? That's how they work. They're stupid.
I'm all over
Yeah. Don't worry. I think that was the way they're supposed to be. They shouldn't be like that, but that's how they work. I know. I know. Like I said. Stupid. Stupid doors, stupid everything.
Sure thing.
Get you that way.
Mi muovo. Rolling out.
Don't ask me why the doors are that stupid. They just are, alright?
Double time.
If you hide behind this door, it's fine. They'll never see you. Oh, something to your left. We know something's over here. Nothing's ever going to be over here because this is the edge of the map. So, the thing though is we do have high ground. That might come in handy. What I might do is peek here.
Moving to position.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with.
So that wasn't a sectoid, but we definitely heard a sectoid. Yeah, and they took amazing cover. So again, what we want to do is we want to try and make them run towards us. We go there, we're going to assume they're there. Oh, you're going to do the opposite of that.
Let's do this.
Outtro. Two turns for them to go there.
Running.
Moving.
Finally. Come get some.
What do if I'm up there?
Heading out. Via, via.
Shit. Didn't know that. That's not good.
Here I come.
Ooh, you picked a boo. That all you did there? Okay. Have that back. 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 You know what? You can have another one. With your fucking cheek. Alright. 4 damage. You know what I mean? 4 damage, folks.
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA.
Human DNA.
With an even greater psionic potential.
I really don't have any flanks here. I do have grenades. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Someone explain this one to me. If I'm in the middle, how can I have one to the other? How does this work? How does that work, folks? How does that work? Magic, isn't it, folks?
Heading there now.
Magic. Magic. You know what I mean? Fucking bullshit.
Boom.
Oh, you dead, are you? Get over there, eh? They run towards me.
Tired of waiting around.
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's just perfect. Alright. Already annoyed, folks, and it's not even 5 minutes.
On my way. Flashbang.
Utilizing hook. Disorienting enemy.
50-50. Right, well, you're flanked.
There's heavy fire in this zone.
You're gonna do mind control. Oh.
No respite for the dead. The aliens have found a way to mind control them now.
You're just gonna stay there. Really, I need to get there. Really, I need to kill you. Where I go, I'm always flanked. Because that's just something you'll always know, folks, right? Is that as much as you can manipulate sometimes this game, they'll always do it. They'll always find another way that you didn't think about?
Non gli ha fatto un granché.
How can you do a minimum of 1 damage? How is that possible? Yeah, minimum.
Absolutely. Scanning.
Don't like you. Seems I can't even flank you.
Let's move already.
I'm on it. Barely a hit.
Thing is, there's no registering because it. Why can't I flank this thing? It's unflankable. It seems.
Not a problem. Here I come.
This guy ain't gonna move, so.
Moving to Overwatch.
Eh.
Enemy down.
Uccidere, uccidere, uccidere tutti.
I'll kick him.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Yeah. It's already, you can see this is already going to be a beautiful friendship, this campaign. Beautiful. Very beautiful, beautiful friendship. And would you look at that? Of course. How can you see me?
Not a problem.
Affermativo.
That's great. Can do that. I can go there with you.
On your order.
He just did 5 damage, folks.
Running.
Just did 5 damage.
Heading out. Got it covered.
Did 5 damage, folks.
I advance.
What else did I see there? Anything else? Oh. Don't worry. Gotcha. Right. Not a flank. Of course, not a flank. Flank.
Ci vado subito.
Yeah. I'm going to
I take a new approach.
1, 2, 3, 4. 6 damage. 8 damage. I would like to get the kill with you. Okay, there's 1. 4. The bare minimum. I did it.
Area secured.
Well, that's fantastic. Fantastic, folks. Fantastic. So they can just shoot you in half cover, elevated, with 7 aim, and they can crit you. So yeah. That's fantastic to know. Yeah. Well done. Well done, troops. Well done. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. Thumbs up all round. So that person is never going to be with us for how many days? A month. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah. Alright, so we got nice supplies. Hair trigger. Literally crap. A scope would have been nicer. But we did get our sectoid corpse. Now, going forward, like I say, we need a core. That's what we need. So we've already got the autopsy for the officer. We already had the trooper. Yep. So we're fine on that front. It's just getting a core, and I believe that you can only get cores from sectoids. So, right. It's great. I don't know what they are. We might come back to that one. Right, so I will make my first save here in the campaign, folks. So Avenger. I can spell it. Avenger. There we go. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm only ever going to save it in the Avenger. Okay. So when I'm on a mission, I'm on a mission. It's as simple as that. That's the way. That's how I'm going to control the Iron Man in the game, essentially. If there's longer missions, so we're talking about the liberation missions, so the level 5 liberation mission, I'll probably save it on the last turn. The reason for that is sometimes it can hiccup, from what I've seen, and I've spoken to a lot of people. So Derva, that's the main person I've been speaking to, and they always say just save it. If you know you've only got essentially 1 turn to go, just save it, just as a backup, just in case something does happen. Because the mods, with the mods, you can jiggery poke ways around it. Whether it's moving to a different spot that caused it, an Overwatch that caused it, that's something I'm going to be doing. Also, I'm going to have 2 saves. So Avenger 1 is obviously Avenger 1, and when I come back into the Avenger, that's when I'll save it too, and that's save it too. So that way, if anything does happen, I can at least come back to just past or whatever mission we've done, and that way, essentially you might get a different seed might cause something else to happen. Sure, you might not have the same actions because it happens to be a different seed, but at least you might not get the mission that caused the problem to to happen in the first place. So that's why I'm doing that. So, all there and all there. So what we're going to do is we're going to speak to other folks, and then we're going to look at our people.
I to him.
Hello, Commander. The council you once knew is no more. Its membership have all sworn loyalty to the Advent administration, with one exception. It is good to see you again. In the days since your capture, I have done all I can to aid the resistance from the inside. It was these resistance operatives that provided the intel leading to your recent extraction. As of now, resistance forces are currently somewhat disorganized. If we are to defeat Advent and their alien masters, you must change this before it is too late.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tygan, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
Alright, so as always folks, you want to get the first one out of the way. So like I say, resistant communications is something that we're going to be doing.
I do find that area of research to be among the more intriguing.
So like I say, we get that done, then we get Biotech, then hopefully we've got a sectoid with a core, that'll be nice, and then we need the hard part as well is trying to get 2 scientists. That's what we need as well.
Okay, reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that stabilization problem you had. Come on, Rover. It'll work. Commander! Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service. You were probably expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far. This entire ship is his life's work. I know he would have loved to show you around the place himself. He used to talk about you a lot. You can be sure I'm ready to finish what he started. Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with. And with a little more help, well, you'd be amazed with what I can do. It was an honor to finally meet you, Commander.
So from there folks, I decided to already go into the Haven and put everything on the intel duty, and also there I assigned our promotions. Now I got great RNG in my favour, very high aim on the sharpshooter, our ranger and the gunner. It's just a shame that my ranger is injured for the month, but I have to be positive in this moment. Now from there I was looking at their secondary or XCOM abilities to judge who will be what, either our arc thrower assault, officer sharpshooter, support grenader, and all the other things that come together. Now I have seen better, but most have aim or flank damage increase. Now, before I promote anyone to the next rank when they get a promotion, I'll wait for the next round of rookie promotions to get a better idea on what role the soldiers will take. Now, of course, with the exception of if their XCOM abilities are great for that particular role.
The soldiers of Advent. Now they are free to choose. If you stay your course, Commander, they will stand with you until the end.
Alright folks, so from there we are going to save SCUM, but before we do that, remember to put your promoted soldier into the Haven to boost that area slightly, and of course define the faceless if the mission does run pretty early. Like I say, RNG is RNG, but particularly we're going to save SCUM. Now, the main reason to save SCUM is we want to get great timers for the missions. We want to find the first 2 missions in say 3 to 5 days, and we're looking for anywhere between 6 to 7 days of infiltration on both timers. Now, if we do get great timers and we find the first 2 missions, I will then swap everyone back into recruit, and from there we'll open up the Blackmarket within this timer, which should be doable. It always is. Now, when the infiltration timers are close to say 70-80%, we want to swap everyone back to Intel. That way, when you begin the mission, enough time will have passed where the penalty of swapping the mission type will have passed, and you will have the Intel back to normalization. So, I've begun scanning, and you'll notice it took about 4 to 5 days, but we got a 4-day timer. Now, that's not great. Okay, that's quite useless, but sometimes you can be a little bit jiggery pokery with your group essentially, but what you're essentially trying to do is you're trying to get as many people as you can get on one mission. Ideally, if you can get at least 6 people, that's great, because then you can, ideally it's what you want to do is you want to split your party up. You basically take your 3 promoted soldiers and you take 3 rookies, and that's on both of the missions, so that way you basically got everybody covered in your promotion timers and stuff like that. Now we reset the load screen again, and we had to do it like 3 to 4 times before we actually got decent timers. We were always getting anywhere between 4 to 5 days, and we weren't getting the maximum troops that I could get into one mission. So this one we got a rescue VIP. It's an engineer, which is great. Ideally I'm looking for a scientist simply because I'm trying to rush psionics, and you need a minimum of 2 scientists to get your Psi Lab up. So from here, again, what I want to do is try and get 3 promoted soldiers and 3 rookies. That way I'm kind of covered on both missions, that when we get our new round of promotions, ideally the first promotion I get will be a specialist, simply because all the roles have already been activated. Now once I get that specialist, essentially the random role begins again from all your specializations. So again, you can manipulate what your next role will be, and I have to say it's quite important to do this. Simply this can really make or break your campaign. That way you can kind of manipulate who has the best aim and who has the best mobility for certain classes and stuff like that. Again, save scumming is what it is, folks. You can either do it or you don't. I preferably do it simply because it does make the start of a campaign not easier but more manageable. Now, from there, 2 days had passed, but we got another mission, 7 days this time. So it's another extractive VIP. So this one, we don't have to hack the person to get out. Basically the person's with us, and it's another engineer. Ideally, again, I'm looking for a scientist. So what that basically means is once we open the black market after we put the soldiers on this mission, we basically want to buy a scientist. Yes, I know, it's a lot of supplies, but trust me folks, if you want to rush psionics at the start, you need to have 2 scientists. So I'm going to have to burn all the supplies that we've got essentially. So far so good. We seem to have all the timers kind of synced up with each other, so I think it's about 2 hours either way for both of them to get 100%. Now from there, very important, everybody, the mission type now is going to be recruit. You want to see if you can try and get a recruit into your haven. Again, more More people in your haven is more stuff, whether it be supplies, intel, or even more recruits. Now from there, you want to go to the Blackmarket, and you want to open that up as quickly as possible. Now the good thing is within that time, we got our resistance comms up, and from there, we're going to be using Alien and Biotech. Now the reason we're doing this, again, we want to try and rush the psionics. Now we're also doing the Alien Biotech to hopefully get our mag weapons. We're basically, on this campaign, we're going to bypass laser weapons straight to mag weapons, simply because I don't want to burn the supplies on mag weapons and then 7 days later we can basically purchase mag weapons. I don't see the point in doing that, so I won't be doing it this time around. So happy days, we finally got our black market, and now unfortunately, as I said, we're going to have to burn through our supplies just for one scientist. Again, if you want to rush your psionics and your scilab, you have to have a minimum of 2 scientists. Now altogether, I think you need about 4 scientists, and you need a minimum of 7 engineers to basically purchase everything in the whole game essentially. So just remember those numbers. Now from here, I was really on the fence whether I should sell everything else. Generally, it's not a bad thing to do, because we've not got the modular weapons. There's no point in them having them basically stuck on our black market when we can just sell them, get more supplies, and that way once the month ends, we can purchase our other scientist, or if we're lucky, we'll get a scientist on a mission. So we've done everything we need to get, and luckily we've got another recruit into our haven, as I said. Sometimes it can be useful, but like I say, so both our timers are close to about 70%, and now what I did is make sure everybody now is back onto Intel. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get rid of the penalty, because it takes, I think, 67 hours for the game to recycle the mission type, and then you get your normalized bonus or whatever it is that you will get because of your haven advisors or whoever is in the haven spot for your soldier.
So much of my own research based upon this simple design. If only I had known. Ah, Commander, excellent timing. There's been some progress. I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull. My analysis reveals that its primary function was that of a conduit, passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex. With the primary connection severed, much of that data is lost. Several fragments do remain, however, ghosts, if you will. Observe. Tactical combat simulations, war games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding. It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did. Though this may seem disconcerting, there is still some good news. This chip bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence. My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above. Retrieving a chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
New objective.
So after Tygan had examined this little key, we finally got the officer corpse essentially. So we do have to examine that at some point. Now from there, again, as I was saying, we have to now go for sectoid autopsy if we want to again get our psionics.
Though I was never witness to one myself, countless observers attest to the existence of a much smaller, less intimidating variant of the sectoid that took part in the original invasion. In the time since, this new being, the product of clear genetic manipulation, is now a familiar face to our forces operating in the field.
And so folks, we have manipulated our RNG as best we can. Again, it was a long-winded tutorial at the start there, figuring out what to do, how to do it. But if you kind of follow those rules, you should be in a good enough position where you should have a more reliable game at the start. And I do mean that. Like I say, if you don't have great timers at the start, it can really hinder you. I mean, if you really want to have the game very hard for you at the beginning, by all means, do what you want to do. But I'm doing it this way because I want to have a more favourable start to my missions. Now, we want to make sure again that the timers are close to syncing up as possible. So what I did was I just ran the mission just a little bit slightly over. This way is we might get a chance to make the mission vulnerable. So this will obviously increase or decrease the enemy count. It will also decrease our evac time if we do need it, and it will increase the whole timer in general for how many turns you can do to complete the mission. So I'm happy with how everything's going, so I'm just going to begin this mission. So Operation Sinking Law. Extract the VIP so the person's already with us. Ideally we'd like a shinobi at the start because they can scout ahead for you because it is a revealed start. We will have 2 engineers by the time the 2 missions are done, which is great. Again, I would rather have 2 scientists at the start, but you know, I'll take whatever I can get. So until then folks, this has been ThomFnG. As always, practice makes perfect, and I'll see you in the next one.